Game preview, the Houston Texans take on the San Francisco 49ers, and the Texans 2-4. How did that happen? Don't remind me. The 49ers are 5-2. They are a good football team coming in here, Johnny Harris. This is a team, when you look at some of the numbers, you don't really know how they're doing it. When you look at the injuries, it's almost inexplicable, yet they find a way to win. Meanwhile, the Texans have to get back on the winning track after losing to Seattle Monday night.
There's a bit of envy watching the Niners in that sense, Mark, because especially defensively, you go down to starting lineup, you go down the backups, you look at it and go, for many people, now, you know me, I study a lot of these guys in the draft, and I'm like, well, I like that guy, but he was undrafted. Like Tatum Bethune, linebacker who played behind Jared Verse and Braden Fisk at Florida State. And I liked him coming out of college, but undrafted guy. He's undrafted, but he's got to step in for Fred Warner. Well, everybody knows Fred. Everybody knows Nick Bosa, but those two guys are out. So defensively, in particular, they have names you don't know.
Right.
You have no idea who some of these guys are.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, they shut down Atlanta, hold Atlanta to 10 points. If they wouldn't have turned the ball over all day against Jacksonville, they probably would have won that game. And it was the game, I believe, they ended up losing Fred. But either way, they they lost them in the Tampa Bay game. Either way, they play so well together defensively. And I used to use this term in geometry when I taught. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Yep.
Like, you look at each part individually, you're like,
that's it.
Well, that guy's not an all-pro. That guy's not a pro bowler. But then you watch them play together, and you're like, oh, I get it. That's the magic of that team that we're facing on Sunday.
I think they're good at it because they're used to it. Like me hitting my golf ball into the rough, okay? I get better out of the rough because I have so much practice doing it.
Yeah.
And this is the number one defense in the league, the Houston Texans, taking on the number one passing offense. So let's get into it. Things to look out for. I've got three of them here. And number one is Christian McCaffrey. And I know you agree with me. And if the question is, well, you're more worried about his running or his receiving, the answer is yes, because he does it all so well.
He has 53 receptions on the year. So let me do the math for you. That's a little over 7 per game. 7 as a running back. Now, a little over 7 per game puts him at, if he played all 17 games, at about 120 receptions.
That's crazy.
As a running back.
It's nuts.
And I remember in 2019 when we played them. Now, that's 6 years ago, but it holds true. He came in here with Carolina. Carolina doesn't have a dude at all other than him. He had 37 touches against us, made a tremendous diving catch that kept the drive alive. He was fantastic. I tell people all the time when they ask me about, great players we've seen and all that over the years. I was like, Christian McCaffrey's performance in 2019. It was
incredible
unbelievable
performance.
I mean, his
Kyle
waist.
Allen started at quarterback.
Kyle Allen.
Yeah.
Kyle Allen against the good defense the Texans had in 2019, and McCaffrey went nuts.
Yep.
And so when you said it best, as a runner or a receiver, yes, both. Mm-hmm. He is so skilled in this run game, in this run scheme. He is so skilled as a wide receiver. They find so many different ways to get him the football. It's just a challenge. Where does you got to find him first?
Yeah.
Backfield, slot, out wide. You got to find him first, and then I say this with the utmost respect. Every time he touches the ball, you have to hit him and make him feel this defense. The defense has to make him feel it every time he touches it. He ain't going to shy away from it.
Right.
But just to make him feel every touch, that maybe by 32nd touch or 33rd touch, it eventually pays off, and he doesn't pick up the first down when maybe he would have if he's a little fresher. So he is, I can't say enough good things about Christian McCaffrey, and I hate seeing him on Sunday.
On pace for almost 400 touches, if not more. So we'll see how that works out. I've got another one. It's a question. Can you run the football, Houston Texans? You got to do it. This defense, statistically, middle of the pack in a lot of things. Not great against the run, not terrible at all. But can you run the football the way you need to matriculate down the field and score more than you have? In your 4 losses, 4 touchdowns, that's just not going to get it done.
I'm going to say something kind of strange. But there's a very fine line between being patient and decisive. And we just talked about McCaffrey. He understands that. And the one thing I love about watching him run is he knows when to go, and he knows when to let things breathe. And there's that fine line there. I think for this offense, we're kind of getting caught in. There are times where we're too patient when we need to hit it, and I think we're hitting it when we maybe need to be a little bit more patient. We've got to find that balance amongst our running backs. There were a couple times where against Seattle where duo was there, but you got to hit it. You got to go. You got to be decisive. But there are also times where you got to let things breathe a little bit, that sometimes that backside cut off of a zone stretch play where McCaffrey has done well, that we have to do a little bit better. But I think we can run the ball a little bit better. I think it's in them to run the ball a little bit better. But it's like a symphony, Marc. You know music. It's like a jam band. Everybody can be playing his or her own sort of part, but the best ones are the ones that do it in harmony. And that the offensive line and their blocks, when they pop off to a linebacker, when a fullback can step up and make a block, and then when the running back makes a cut, that has to work in unison. And it was a little disjointed the other night against Seattle. And hopefully we're able to find it against the Niners.
It'll make things that much easier for the passing game. C.J. Stroud, remember, he's just a game removed from AFC Offensive Player of the Week. He's got to get back to that level. I've got another one for you. Turnovers. The Texans are 5th in the league in takeaways. The 49ers are 5th from last in giveaways. They give the ball away. That's why the numbers don't really make sense when you look at their record. They've turned the ball over. You've got to get them to cough up the rock at NRG Stadium.
And that's not easy with that particular team. It can happen, but it doesn't happen often. But you got to attack the ball. D'Amico talks about that all the time. Both sides of the ball. Attack the ball. Go get it, knock it out, pluck it on throws down the field. They take care of the ball. Mac has been taking a better care of the ball than Brock Purdy was. I mean, Brock threw 4 interceptions against Jacksonville. So I think attacking the ball, if you can get it twice. Can you get it twice? If you can get it twice, 2 extra possessions for your offense, I think it'll be a better output than in Seattle, where you had 3 times you gave it back to your offense. 1 time you put 7 up on the board. Yeah. I think with a couple of turnovers, if you can be +2, and that's the one thing about the Niners, which is kind of odd, they're -5 in turnover margin, which you think, man, they do take care of the ball, but they had that moment against Jacksonville where they had 4 interceptions and they may have had a fumble too. That was kind of their bad game. Typically, they take care of the ball, especially 23. CMC will take care of it. So you got to do whatever possible to try and punch it out, pull it out, strip it out. MJ and Kamari did a great job stripping it out on Royal the other night. So you've got to attack the football for 60 minutes.
Mattress Firm, sleeper of the game. Mattress Firm, the official sleep partner of the Houston Texans. Who do you have?
Tommy Togiai.
Okay, I like this.
Yeah, Tommy Togiai. The other night, 2 TFLs. He had a bat down. I don't want to say stuffed the stat sheet, but it's getting to a point where you want Tommy Togiai on the field almost as much as any of the other defensive linemen. You want him on the field. You need him on the field.
He's hot.
He's hot. He's really hot. He's playing very, very well. And against a zone stretch kind of team, and it was interesting talking to Bill Davis, and this is evident when you watch the Niners as well. He reiterated, they do everything in the run game. But their zone stretch is kind of what they're known for. Tommy's speed, agility, quickness, and power can help a lot against an offensive line. It's good, not great, but good. And Tommy, I think his ability to penetrate, create problems, make McCaffrey have to make a running decision before he's ready. If you can disrupt that, even get him to slow his feet a little bit, that's a win. But Tommy has been so productive lately that you got to have him on the field. We saw preseason. You and I talked about it. Tommy Togiai is one of the best players of preseason. Then he's inactive for the first 2 weeks as you're trying to kind of feel things out. And they're like, we got to get this dude on the field. Goes to Jacksonville and starts making plays week in and week out. And now he's gotten to a point where if Tommy Togiai were injured and out of the game, we would feel it. And I don't want that to happen. He's got to be in the game.
Okay, with the injury situation at receiver, Dalton Schultz needs a big game. Again, he had a big one on Monday night. But I'm going to go X here as the sleeper.
Okay.
Xavier Hutchinson, veteran receiver. And with that injury situation, he's got to step up, and they got to look to him to help make plays for this offense, which needs playmakers as pass catchers with everything they're going through right now. So that is your game preview. Texans and 49ers, NRG Stadium, Sunday at noon. Reppin' H-Town Day. Let's go, Texans.